Hello family, welcome to another beautiful edition of Annie Author's channel. If today's your first day watching me, you are in the right place at the right time. If you're a returning friend, follower, subscriber, family, thank you so much for coming back. I really love and appreciate you. Please do not forget to share, like, and comment on my videos. All right, ladies, so today is all about women's health. So I'm going to be talking about fibroid. So if you're an adult woman, I believe you must have come across this word fibroid in one way or the other. But guess what? Today is another day to talk about fibroid, just in case you have not come across it. So what is fibroid? Fibroid is a non-cancerous growth in the uterus, okay? So this happens within the childbearing age of a woman and is high, very high in women of African descent. So 8 in every 10 of African descent women has fibroid. This fibroid varies in sizes and the locations where they are buried in the uterus. There are 4 different types of fibroid that I'm just going to briefly touch. The first one is subserosal fibroid. So these fibroids project to the outside of the uterus. The second one is intramural fibroid. So these fibroids grow within the muscular uterine wall. The third one is submucosal fibroid. The fibroids bulge into the uterine cavity. The fourth one is the pedunculated fibroid. So these fibroids may be hanging from a stalk inside or outside of the uterus. In other words, it's a combination of 2 types of fibroid. What are the symptoms of fibroid? Heavy menstrual bleeding, menstrual period lasting longer than a week, vaginal bleeding at times in between your period, pelvic pain or pressure, frequent urination, difficulties emptying your bladder fully, constipation, backache and leg pains, low hemoglobin, that's the red blood cells are very low due to the bleeding, and again the person can become anemic due to the bleeding. Another one is pain during sexual intercourse. Another one is enlarged abdomen. So if you see a woman that has enlarged abdomen, don't just go saying, oh, this one, is she pregnant, is she not? It's it's a sensitive situation when it's a medical condition and people just use it to say 1 or 2 things about the person, or the person say, oh, she didn't tie her tummy when she had babies, or why is her stomach so big? You can never tell what that woman is suffering or what that woman is going through. So we need to be very sensitive when we talk to people that doesn't look or shape the way we think the person should shape. What are the common causes of fibroid? Scientists and so many medical researchers have not been able to pinpoint what causes fibroid to be 100% sure, but these are things that have been put together to be the cause of fibroid. Family history. So if your grandmother, your mother, your sister, your first cousins has fibroid, you are likely to have fibroid, but this is not 100% that you will have, but likely you will have fibroid. Then another thing is hormone. Estrogens and progesterone has been linked to the stimulation and development of fibroid in the uterine lumen during childbearing age and during, when the woman is still menstruating and ovulating. So again, this will stimulate the formation of fibroid. When the woman hits menopause, the fibroid tends to shrink because there is no high supply of estrogen and progesterone. So that's why people say, oh, I used to have fibroid, I don't have it anymore, it's a miracle. No, this has been medically proven that because of the decrease in level of estrogen and progesterone production during menopause, that means the supply, the food bank of these fibroids are no longer available and they are going to shrink. The factor that seems to aid the growth of fibroid is insulin. Insulin is a growth hormone. So because their body is producing this insulin in a high level, that means this can also as well stimulate the growth of fibroids in your system. All these things we have no control over it. The body just does what it does, and whatever result that comes up, we handle it and we treat it accordingly. So what are the risk factors of developing fibroid? Number one, pregnancy. Because during pregnancy, your body produces a high volume of estrogen and progesterone. So this can as well stimulate the woman to develop fibroid. Then another one is race. Just being African descent predisposes you to developing fibroid. Then another one is hereditary, because your family has it. Your maternal lineage has it. Then again, you are at risk of developing fibroid. Then again, age. Women that are 30 years and older, yes, are at the highest risk of developing fibroid. Then another one is heavy weight. If you are fat, obese, yes, this will predispose you to developing fibroid. Then another one is high consumption of sugar and high caloric food. Yes, we need to watch what we eat, including alcohol you drink, red meat. We need to be very, very careful. Then vitamin D deficiency has been linked to this as well. Then again, early onset of menstrual period. If you started your period at a very young age, yes, this can predispose you to developing fibroid. Another one is not having children. If you're not having children, that means the other one is gonna develop, because the progesterone and estrogen are there still being released over and over, and there's no pregnancy to use them up. So another thing is late menopause. If you are in your 50s and you're still menstruating, this can also cause you to develop fibroid. So what can you and I do to prevent fibroid? Maintain healthy body weight. Eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. Reduce intake of high calorie food and red meat. You got to reduce them. Exercise regularly and reduce your stress level. How are fibroids diagnosed? By going to your annual weigh-woman examination. So the doctor will do pelvic examination where they put a finger in there and palpate your uterus, and they will be able to feel that there's something else in that uterus instead of just your uterus. Then another one is ultrasound. It can be abdominal, it can be vaginal. So once the doctor palpates something, they will make sure they confirm what it is by doing ultrasound. Another one is by lab test. Okay, if your blood, your hemoglobin is low, the doctor will be trying to figure out a way what is going on by asking you if you're having longer menstrual period, heavy menstrual period. So if that's the case, they will start to looking for the source of this low red blood cells, hemoglobin in your system. And another one is also to rule out that you don't have any bleeding disorder or thyroid issues. Then another one involves other imaging tests such as MRI, that's the pelvic MRI, and hysterosonography, hysteroscopy can also be done to diagnose somebody of having fibroid. How are fibroids treated? So for me, I will tell you to start from the minimal by living a healthy lifestyle, reducing red meat intake, make sure you have a good vitamin D level, exercise, manage your stress level, as well as eat lots of fruits and vegetables. Okay, then another one, if you go to taking medication, there are this medication that is called gonadotropin releasing hormone. So these medications are such as Lupron. So this medication, what they do is to block the production of estrogen and progesterone, causing the levels to drop. So when the level drops, that means your fibroid will shrink, because they're no longer fed constantly by these hormones, so they will start shrinking. Then another one is IUD, that's intrauterine device, something like Mirena. Another treatment option of fibroids is surgery. So surgery, something like hysterectomy, has always shown to be the best treatment of fibroids so far, because again, you have to make sure that you don't want to have kids anymore, because hysterectomy is the removal of your uterus. Your womb is going to be gone. Okay, so this leaves no chances of the fibroid growing back again. But if you have to do something like a myomectomy, so in this situation, incisions will be made and the doctor will go straight to the fibroid and remove them. Then again, there are so many there are chances that the fibroid is going to grow back because the uterus is there, everything else is there, it can easily grow back. But once you, another way of treating fibroid is non-invasive and minimal invasive procedures. So there is one we call forced ultrasound surgery. Okay, so this is done during a special MRI where the doctor visualizes the uterus and send a high energy, high frequency sound wave directly to the fibroids to destroy them completely. So that's another way. Then another one is myolysis procedure. This is the use of heat from electrical current to kill, to destroy and shrink this fibroid. So before you do any of these procedures, please be sure that you are done having kids, just in case. Okay, then another one is the endometrial ablation. This involves inserting a special instrument into your uterus to destroy the lining using heat or electrical current or hot water or extreme cold, depending on what the doctor decided to do. So be sure that you are done having kids. Then another one is uterine ablation embolization. So this is using small particles that are being injected into your uterus in order to cut off the blood supply arteries to this fibroid. So when the blood supply is cut off, they will shrink and die. Again, this is a procedure that is done in the interventional radiology setting. Okay, so your doctor will work together with the gynecologist, and the radiologist will work side by side to get this procedure done. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching another beautiful edition of Annie Otto's channel. I believe we have learned one or two things in one way or the other. So again, do not forget to share, and God will really, really bless you. I love you guys. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye, guys.